Hey everybody, Cookie Fair here with a third, yes, the third in the Beauty Warriors videos, and this one is all about my favorite foundation. So I actually have a few favorite foundations, but the one I'm going to focus on is something that's easily available to anybody here in the United States, and I think it might even be available to a lot of people overseas, so that's why I chose this. It is a favorite foundation of mine. If I pick my very favorite all-time foundation, I'm probably going to go with something airbrush like Denier, and I've already done a video on that, and I think that, you know, it's pretty detailed. So this is something new that I have found, and I'm really enjoying it. In fact, I find it on par with airbrushing, and day to day when I'm going to work and different things like that, I prefer this one because it's just faster to put on. So that's really saying something. This is Maybelline's Dream Matte Mousse, and I have several colors here that I'll go through. And I use all of them, believe it or not, so it's a very forgiving foundation. And here's what it looks like. I'll pop this open for you. And there we go. And you can see there. And you can see that mine I use a stippling brush with, or a beauty blender, some sort of sponge. I've played around with foundation brushes for this, and I just prefer it either stippled, and I really like it best with the beauty blender, but you can do anything that you want. This foundation is designed for oily skin, so any dry skin people out there, combination skin, sensitive skins, those kind of things, I don't know how it's going to hold up, but for me, having oily skin that can be acneic and different things, this is truly almost, I mean it is, yeah, a miracle product, and that's again something that you can find at the drugstore and say that about. It's pretty amazing. Oh, there go the dogs. So anyway, why do I love this foundation? I love this foundation, number one, for the consistency. I'm going to open up this same one and then just go into it here. And it has this really neat, there, it's got a really neat whipped consistency. So I'll put this on my hand, and this is the darkest shade that I have. So I thought I would use that one to show you. It's very soft and velvety, and it immediately dries down to this powdery finish, which is really neat. You get the coverage there. You get the coverage of a really heavy duty foundation that dries instantly down to this really nice powdery and mattified finish. So you can see that. I do use a concealer after I apply this, sometimes before. I've played around a little bit with that. And you do need to cover up any redness, any blemishes under your eyes, those sort of things. But for all in all coverage, it's very nice. And again, something that I don't have to apply powder with. I have never had a foundation that I don't have to use powder with. That is incredible. I even have to use powder when I airbrush. So to put this on in the morning, slap on a bit of concealer and go is truly amazing. So this color that I have opened here is Natural Beige. It's medium 2.5. There we go. And I don't really understand their numbering system. They're coming out with a lot of new shades, so it must be doing really well. And it seems to be numbered in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it doesn't make any sense. Like all the ones aren't light and so on and so forth. This one is 2.5, and then here I have Pure Beige, number 2, and then, so I've got those, and then here I've got Light Nude, number 4. So that makes no sense. So you really just want to sort of open them up and check them out. And they actually let me do that. I have done that at Walgreens and CVS. They both let me open it up and check it out. So I'm going to show you all of these colors swatched, just so you have an idea if your skin tone is like mine. So here are the swatches. Pure Beige, medium 2. That's this one. So a more pinkish tone than my normal skin. I use this one the most when I'm using my BB cream before. This one is Nude, which is light, number 4. This is what it looks like. Very similar in color, a little bit lighter. Doesn't it look so kind of gross in the container? But this one is the one that is most closely matched to my skin tone of all the ones that I have tried. And I've got a lot here, so you can see it right there on the top. This is the one we swatched before. This is this one. So a little bit more of a beige tone to it versus pinky. And then when I rub this one in, you'll see that it goes right in with my skin tone. There we go. And that's both of those rubbed in. And then last but not least, I have the natural beige, which is at 2.5. I'll give you a more pure swatch of that one. This is the darkest, so it makes no sense that it's 2.5. And this is one of their newer shades. The most orangey of the three that I have. There we go. And there's that one rubbed in. And what I like to use this one for is just underneath the cheekbones and that outer part of my face. I can blend in a little bit of that and get that color variation. I don't know if you guys watch Wayne Goss's videos, but he talks about contouring with a cream product, and I really, really am enjoying that for that, so I'm not upset that I bought it. Okay, so love, love, love this foundation for so many reasons. The consistency, it's whipped, it's really easy and blendable, dries to a powder finish. But the best thing about it is the wear. Usually if I airbrush my skin, for example, I go to work and by lunchtime I have this oily, greasy mess all over my skin. I still have to powder throughout the day, but when I get to lunchtime, which is the first time that I stop because I massage all morning, I don't look like an oil slick, you know what I mean? So I will go in and just powder, and I do fine for the rest of the day. Dogs. So anyway, I will go in, powder, look fine the rest of the day. It's got really, really long wear. It's not going to be, you know, caked off and matted up and all of those kind of things that normal foundations can do. Oil-based, liquid-based, those kind of foundations. It really wears truly like an airbrush, and it's not complicated to put on. You can use a variety of different ways to use it. Just all around really, really great foundation for oily skin. I have not tried any of the other Dream Mattes because I have oily skin. So when they first came out, I thought, oh, that's not at all for me. But when this came out, I was like, well, I'll give it a shot. I've heard good and bad things about the Dream whipped types of things anyway, the mousses. But this one I'm absolutely in love with. I reach for it more than my airbrush, which is really, really saying something. And I hope that if you have oily skin, you'll give it a shot and let me know what you think. So anyway, my favorite foundation, Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse. Have a yummy day or night. Bye.